You are listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our Sex Podcast Collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
Justin says, Cam looks full on like his name is Inigo Montoya and someone killed his father and he's on a quest for revenge. Now, okay.
I don't think that you're interpreting this wrong.
First of all, he's just telling me I look like Mandy Patinkin in
Right,
Princess
in
Bride.
The Princess Bride. You're taking this one step further.
You don't think he's referring to the fact that my father was actually murdered and I'm no longer on a quest for revenge?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you're ever on a quest for. He was just saying that you look like Mandy Patinkin in The Princess Bride.
Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom. I'm Cam Potter.
And I'm Karen Lee Potter.
That's my mother.
And that's my son.
We chat about sex on a weekly basis and all the things you typically don't talk about with a parent.
We like to make the most uncomfortable conversations comfortable.
So strap in,
strap on,
and enjoy the ride.
Welcome to Sex Talk with my mom.
She started it up?
I started it up. I'm Karen Lee Potter.
I'm Cam Potter.
And we are the... All right, that did
You
not...
got it. We're talking about sex.
Oh.
This is my mother and her son talking about sex on a weekly basis.
One of the, if not the only mother-son combo that talks about sex on a regular basis.
And this week we got an especially good episode for you.
And you know why?
Why is that?
It's something everyone can relate to. It's whether or not you like long, drawn-out sex or short, quickie ones.
We're talking quality versus quantity, folks. Let's jump into it. We're talking about dead bedrooms today, Mother.
Yes,
I'm talking about a bedroom that is completely stale. You walk into it, it reeks. It reeks like a carcass is rotting there.
Oh my gosh.
It reeks like someone hasn't had sex in decades.
Decades.
Let's hear a little sneaky freak message about their dead bedroom, collected from Reddit, by the way.
My wife treats sex like a gourmet meal. When my wife and I have sex, we both reach orgasm nearly all the time, and it is great when it happens. Problem is, she just can't do casual sex and treats it like a super occasional gourmet meal. She blocks me with a force field of blankets and arms over her breasts for weeks at a time. Too tired, too busy, thinking about what she needs to get done, wants to watch something on her phone. I have even tried cleaning the house from top to bottom and completing 100% of our tasks for weeks without pushing for sex. And at the end, she is glowing and is like, can't we just hold each other and not make it about sex tonight? Cringing, I remind her that it has been over 2 weeks. She will say, well, we could just have get it done, lousy sex, or we can make it extra special tonight. The night rolls around and she goes from fully awake to dead asleep before I can shower and shave, even though I got it done in 10 minutes. So the answer to the lousy, get it done sex question is this. Yes, I will take it. It makes me hate myself that I grovel for scraps. But if it means pump and dump my load to avoid sexual starvation, then so be it. Fuck a gourmet spectacular meal when all I need is something to keep me going one more day.
Pump and dump.
Pump and dump.
Pump and dump. Man, I feel for this dude. Cleaning the house.
This guy is working for it and getting scraps.
Scraps. Oh, poor guy. Very, very illustrative the way he speaks.
Very illustrative.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, what would you do in this situation? Would you prefer gourmet sex and just wait to do like twice a month, or would you do the pump and dump whenever you can?
I go for the gourmet sex. I know you're going to find that astounding.
I am actually astounded by that.
I like gourmet sex. I mean, it doesn't have to be all night. It could be like 5 minutes, but it's got to be gourmet.
It needs to,
I don't like pump and dump. Who wants to be like a
receptacle?
A receptacle.
A hole in the wall.
Hole.
Yeah, some people like that. In fact, we turned to the sneaky freaks, you listeners.
Right.
We texted you at here's how it works.
Here's the truth.
You texted us at
310-356-3920.
And then we texted you this question of the week, which is our Lube It Up question of the week presented by
Uber Lube to save the day.
Uber Lube, our favorite lube.
If you want to get a dead bed into a slippery, sliding, wonderful slide, go with Uber Lube.
Uberlube.com, enter promo code SNEAKY, 10% off and free shipping. Okay, so here's the question of the week. Would you prefer gourmet sex twice per month or a quick get it over with whenever you want? Why?
I thought this was a good question. What do you think? What do you prefer?
What do you think? Gourmet.
I think that you're pump and dump. No,
You think I would do the get it over with
I'm just
whenever you
kidding.
want?
No, I think you'd go for the marathon. It'd be like a 24-hour slinging condoms all over the room.
You better believe I'm going for the gourmet sex. I would even go, even if it's less than twice a month.
Like what? Once a month?
What frequency? Yeah, at some point it switches over to, okay, we'll do the pump and dump.
I mean, I have a friend who told me she's been married for a gazillion years. She said she hasn't had sex in 2 years.
2 years. But what if
it
on
was
that
gourmet,
third year it was the
like
best sex of her fucking life?
I mean, maybe that's what she's waiting for.
It could be. 2 years without...
2 years
and she's in a marriage?
She's
Or
in
no?
a marriage.
Yeah, that's brutal. It's brutal.
Well, maybe not. Maybe if they're both kind of like, well,
If
sex.
they get their sexual gratification some other way, maybe it's fine. Or maybe they've just given up on that part of their lives. What do you think of that? Is that possible that you can just give up on it?
I think it's possible, unfortunately, because I have quite a number of friends who have stopped having sex.
Do you think it's important though, if you're not procreating, you're older, your testosterone's gone down, maybe you get a little drier? Do you think it's still important to have sex?
Yes.
What do you say to your friends when they're like, "We haven't had sex in years"?
You use it or lose it. All those
That's what you
tissues
said.
need to be, in constant use.
But why? You're not procreating. Is it?
Wait, do you have sex only to procreate? You would not.
I'm trying I'm trying actively to have sex and not procreate.
Right.
Okay. So, what do you say to your friends who have chosen this lifestyle?
If you're both fine with it, then fine. But
Yeah.
I suggest they at least use the old vibrator.
Do you think it's just like a part of your body? It's like not working out a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you need to keep those muscles or tissues lubricated and moving at all times.
Just maybe with something called Uber Lube to save the day.
Again, Uber Lube is our favorite lube.
Okay, so you sneaky freaks responded to this question about whether you prefer gourmet sex twice per month or quick get it over with sex. Let's start it off. Haley said, I would rather have gourmet sex twice a month, quality over quantity, 100%. The wait helps build anticipation as well. Ooh, I love that.
That's a framing it positively.
I agree.
So I wonder if we took a tally.
Yeah.
If men prefer the pump and dump or women prefer the law. I mean, I'm just curious as to
I'm sure you have an opinion. You have a guess as to who would prefer what.
You're a man and you're saying you do the.
Yeah, I mean, it's so stereotypical that the man just wants to nut and get it over with, and then the woman needs a longer time to even reach orgasm, let alone enjoy herself. So, and this is a very heteronormative conversation, I just want to say.
Oh, heteronormative.
But anyway, what would you suspect? Do you think all the women are going to say, hey, it's better gourmet, and all the men are going to say, get it over with?
As Nina Hartley says, there's daily dick and special occasion cock. I mean, that's what we're talking about. She's a porn star. She knows these things. She's a sex educator.
But she knows what she wants to have. She wants variety in her sex life. How does this relate to?
That's not variety. She
Okay,
says daily dick.
What? Okay, enough with the Nina Hartley shit.
Okay.
What do you think for this? You can't answer the question. We need a hypothesis.
Okay,
I do discount or not.
stereotypical. I think that women like the more drawn out,
The gourmet.
and I think men typically would be the pump and dump.
Okay, that's the testing.
But
That's the
I'm not
hypothesis we will test.
I'm not saying that it's always the case, because maybe in my relationship, maybe we're both on the once a week or once every other week.
Let's hear from the listeners. Here, we'll start with Crystal.
And I want to add one more thing.
Oh God.
It depends where you are in your relationship, how old you are, what hormones you're taking, if you're taking Viagra, if you're, there's all these different variables.
There's a lot of variables at play. It's
Right.
a beautiful symphony of different variables.
Okay.
Crystal, let's start it off.
Okay, easy questions. Number one, I would prefer quick. Twice a month is not enough. And number two,
So she's going against the norms. She's going for pump and dump,
Yeah, she said get her over with sex. She doesn't want that. Twice a month is not enough.
right?
I wonder how many people are going to agree with her. Mike says, I wouldn't want get it over. So now we got a woman, I think a woman based on the
Right.
name. Who knows? Could be non-binary.
In the
We
pump
don't
and
know.
dump check category.
Mike says, I would not want get it over with, aka duty sex, regardless of the circumstances. And twice a month is borderline sexless. As a HLM, I need to be with an HLF, which I currently am.
What
Hey.
the heck is a HLM and
I
HLF?
think HLM stands for high libido male.
Oh, well, what do you think?
Well, he
So
basically
he's saying
he didn't fucking
neither of
answer.
them would be satisfactory to
Yes,
him.
yeah.
But I don't think you and I would think it's satisfactory.
Yeah,
either
that's
one
why we
either.
asked the fucking
want,
question.
Yeah, we want to take
We
it.
put you on the edge.
Yeah, you
we're on
know
the
what?
razor's edge here, folks. This is a dilemma. We need to get the scoop for this guy in the bedroom.
What does our
Dead
producer
bedroom.
Joelle think? Pump and dump once a week? Wait, pump
No. Pump and dump twice a month. No. Sorry. Gourmet sex twice a month or pump and dump whenever you want. He's going gourmet.
Another male going gourmet. I'm beginning
Look
to
at
think
that.
that it doesn't really matter what the sex is.
Well, we'll go to Dakota. Oh, I don't know. Dakota, I think, is a female.
Okay.
Dakota says, gourmet sex is always better for me. It takes time and dedication to the other person. The fulfillment lasts longer versus quick sex.
How poetic, Dakota.
Very poetic.
Beautiful.
Oh, Dakota's a male. Okay, another male with the gourmet sex.
Yeah.
Wow, sorry for misconstruing you, Dakota. Do you know the best gift that I gave out for the holidays?
What?
Uber Lube to save the day.
You gave out Uber Lube. That's right. You told me you were going to do this.
To all of our brand partners and all of the podcasters that are part of Pleasure Podcasts, I gave them my favorite lube, Uber Lube. It's the greatest gift.
It's our favorite lube because it doesn't have any negative taste, smell, it's not sticky, and it's great for oral, anal, and vaginal penetration.
I would say, aside from communication, Uber Lube might be the best thing to enhance your sex life.
Maybe that and the right music.
Okay, maybe then the right music.
But Uber Lube for sure because it makes everything slippery. And when it's wetter is better.
That's right. You can slip all over the place. It doesn't feel all gunky on your skin, and doctors actually recommend it. Even if you've had sensitivities to other lubes before, usually dermatologists go to Uber Lube because it's pH friendly. It's a hybrid, high-grade silicone with a little vitamin E. It's a beautiful lube.
And it comes in a beautiful little bottle,
It's not spilling everywhere because it's got
Right.
that measured pump.
right?
And guess what, folks? You can get 10% off and free shipping when you go to uberlube.com and enter promo code.
Sneaky, SNEAKY.
You can find that at sneakypod.com. We got Kimberly coming in with a hot audio message. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Kimberly, and I am in Montana. And the answer to your questions are question number 1. I would definitely, I want both. But I guess I would have to pick quick, get it over with whenever I want because I want it more than twice a month. Twice a month would not be enough for me.
Unbelievable.
And so I guess it would
This is
have to be,
unbelievable.
I definitely don't want to get it over with, but yeah, definitely that one because I want more than twice a month.
All right.
Is this unbelievable?
So everything we would think that the normatives is for women want long romantic sex, men want quickies, is all out the window.
Is this fantastic? Fantastic. Breaking our minds open right now.
What research we're doing?
We're doing
this for you, you sneaky
clinical
freaks.
research. This should be in the journals, folks.
Right, the sexology.
Sexology
Just so
journals.
you know, Cam,
What?
our listeners are not maybe aware that we are on YouTube with these full episodes that you might
Oh.
be hearing on Spotify, which we are on Spotify as well for the
Video, Spotify video. Check it out.
But it's Sex Talk with a Mom on all your platforms. But now you are able to see us, what we look like. You could be surprised. You might be dumbfounded.
You might be
dumbfounded.
nauseated. Do you know, we got a message from someone. I found these 2 comments, and I'll read them right now. This is a quick little tangent. Okay, here's what one person said. I love your podcasts, have been binge listening to it, but going backwards, and finally today came to see what you guys both looked like in real life. Wow, not what I imagined. You guys looking like at all. Mom is beautiful, and Cam good looking as well. Love you guys. Look forward to all the new episodes to come. Heart. Oh, Cassidy, heart to you.
Cassidy,
But
love it. Wait, what did she think we looked like?
That's what I was
I'm a
wondering.
little concerned with. What did she think we looked like?
What did you think? Do you think I was a little pipsqueak? You think I was scrawny, bald?
Bald? Why would you be bald?
Did you think I had blue eyes?
Wait, what did she think I look like?
What did the voice? If you haven't, okay, here's a good one. Sneaky Freaks.
Yes.
If you have not seen this video podcast and you're only basing your experience
on the listener,
the image in your mind, on the listening, please text us exactly what you think we look like, and we'll do a reveal. I would love to know.
Oh yeah.
310-356-3920. Someone else wrote under this. Justin says Cam looks full on like his name is Inigo Montoya, and someone killed his father, and he's on a quest for revenge. Now. Okay.
I don't think that you're interpreting this wrong.
First of all, he's just telling me I look like Mandy Patinkin in
The Princess Bride. You're taking this one step further.
You don't think he's referring to the fact that my father was actually murdered, and I'm no longer on a quest for revenge.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you're ever on a quest for. He was just saying that you look like Mandy Patinkin in The Princess Bride, but it is pretty weird that, and again, if we've been doing this podcast for 9 years, and if you're listening to this right now and you did not know this, my husband, Cam's father, was murdered.
Mom, it was not a coincidence. He knew that he knew this.
I'm just telling those people out there.
They got it. They got the context clues.
Okay.
They understood what just happened.
Right, fine.
Anyway, many years ago, we're all okay. Everyone's fine. Everyone's relaxed. Anyway, this comment though inspired me to get some Black Friday doorbusters around Thanksgiving time. I ordered a Inigo Montoya wig.
Well, that's Inigo Montoya. That looked like something out of like our founding fathers.
It was a Lord wig.
Okay.
A Lord wig, yeah. I'm hoping to complete the look.
You're trying to look like a...
I was thinking that's a very funny character for me to play.
I didn't realize that's what spurred that on.
What the fuck do you think I'm putting on these wigs for? You think I just want to wear wigs for fun?
I had no idea why you order what you... I don't ever try to get into your brain and try to figure out where these ideas of like this wandering gnome... People, again, if you haven't listened, for the last couple of years, Cam decided to become this wandering gnome and go all over the world performing as a gnome,
you make me
not
sound
a dwarf,
so bizarre.
Not a dwarf, not
an elf.
An elf. We're talking gnome.
It's a clown bit, Mom.
It's a clown bit. He likes clowns.
No one seems to understand what clown even is.
I know. You imagine I have to tell this to all of my friends.
It's a new.
What's your son doing these days? I said, oh, he's being the best clown he can be.
Does it make you very proud?
I'm so proud. I mean,
you should be proud.
I sent him to Stanford University.
Oy.
So, I remember when I took you to Stanford.
Why do you have to always bring up Stanford in this?
I took you to Stanford University.
Are you lamenting the money that you spent on this?
No, I'm just remembering that there was a girl down the hall from you whose major was love.
Yeah,
and I thought to myself,
could be worse.
I thought to myself, here it is. Her parents are spending all this money sending her to this prestigious school so she could study love. Little did I know that you are going to not be studying love. You're going to be studying how to be a clown.
I studied public policy.
How did that go leapfrogging from public policy to clown?
I took a detour.
You took a big detour.
Okay. Anyway, back to the main question at hand. What you don't think it's even weirder that we've been talking about sex for 9 years? That you discussed the gnome? It's even weirder that I have a podcast with my mom about sex. You don't mention that shit.
No, I don't.
Because it's beneficial.
People enjoy it.
People enjoy it. Anyway, Tom the Elder Statesman weighed in on this question about gourmet sex versus wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Should we hear him?
Yes.
This is a AI-generated voice of his speaking, of his text message.
Gourmet all the way. 2 to 3 hours of cuddling, sucking, licking, dirty talk, masturbation, fucking is way better than a bunch of quickies. After all, at my age, 73 once or twice a week is about our max anyhow. We usually save Sunday mornings for extended sexcapades. While my neighbors are getting holy, I'm trying to get in every hole.
Oh my God, I love Tom so much.
Tom,
I love you.
You are one of our favorite sneaky freaks.
I mean, our sneaky freaks write to us. It's poetry.
It's poetry.
What our,
When
our neighbors.
when they're getting holy, we're also getting into holes.
I love that. That's
I
great.
love that, Tom. Even Tom with the gourmet.
Right. It seems like we don't even have to parse it out by sex. It seems like the majority of people who wrote to us, now they are sneaky freaks,
Yes.
like the extended sex.
How about this? Christian says, quick whenever. As a guy with a quickie, I'm still getting my nuts, so I'd be good. Getting my nut.
Getting the nuts.
Getting my nut.
Well, why doesn't he just masturbate if he wants to just get his nut?
Do you know? And
I never understand that.
For the longest time, growing up, I thought, as long as you're ejaculating and orgasming as a guy, they're all the same.
I thought so too.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer.
Wrong again.
Yes, if you have the foreplay and it's a whole gourmet experience, the ejaculations, orgasms are much larger.
Yeah.
And you could even go multiple times, my experience.
Well, I think the same thing from a woman's perspective.
Well, anyway, this fantastic responses. Should we play Justin's?
Of course.
With a caveat, I'd say gourmet take all afternoon and night and into the early morning hours, sex twice a month. The caveat is that ideally 1 or 2 months a year, I'd want the wham bam, thank you ma'am, sir squad schedule, or probably April when it starts to warm up. In July or August when it's stupid hot. Get in, get out. Get back into the air conditioning.
What does the weather have to do with this?
I like the gourmet sex better because I keep more of those times in my memory, as it's easier to hold on to novel events than it is to hold on to same old ones. Like I can't separate out all the meals I've had at Burger King or Chinese takeout from around the corner.
What?
But I can tell you every detail of having eaten at French Laundry or Chez Panisse.
I love this.
Oh, of
Another
course.
beautiful author.
I know. Who is
Explaining.
this?
I love the variety. This is Justin. I agree. Some months you do want a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, for just maybe 1 or 2 months a year.
Wait,
It
why,
is a little bizarre.
What does the weather have to do with anything?
It was an unusual detail. But if you have to choose like a month or two, I think it should be based on the weather.
Well, if I was going to base it on the weather, I don't want to base it on Chicago weather because that's freezing cold.
Why do you bring up Chicago weather?
Because we were just in Chicago.
Okay. Anyway, there was one of these things that he discusses though is take all afternoon and night and into the early morning hours sex.
That's a lot. That's a long day.
That's a long day.
That would not hit. That's not something I want.
It's too long for you.
Are you kidding me?
What's the ideal hour in number of hours or minutes
Minutes.
for you?
No,
yeah,
I'm
how
just
many
kidding.
minutes? The whole
No.
escapade?
I would say the deal. I like evening, like before I go to bed. I don't see any point to like getting all sloppy and messed up.
But then you go to bed at fucking 3 or 4
No,
in the
you
morning.
don't.
Well, you start when?
I've been with these for how many years? You think we're going to bed at 4 in the morning? We
Okay,
can barely make it up past 9.
You start at what time?
Whatever time it is.
Give me a time.
Let's just say 9.
You start at 9 p.m. and you go till ideally when?
Maybe 10.
1 hour,
And then
that's it.
and then maybe cuddling after that or watching or listening to music. I love to listen to music.
You just sit there and
And
listen
it
to
depends
music.
on if I'm getting high.
Is it you getting high every fucking time?
No, I'm just saying it depends. If I'm getting high, it might last a little bit longer.
Okay. Mine always, and no matter what time I start, I could start at midnight, I could start at 10 p.m., it started at 4 p.m. It's going to 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Why?
I don't know, but it's at
Is it your partner or is it you?
It's a combination. It's a wombo combo, and it's a fuck fest.
It's a
And the issue is I can't, and then I don't sleep, and I get sleep deprived, and I start getting paranoid. I must become psychotic. This is the problem.
Maybe you should have majored in love.
I have to basically plan for all-nighters every time I want to have sex.
I did have one guy tell me that I was a marathon woman.
What the fuck
There
does
was
that mean?
one time.
What is a marathon woman?
Like I wanted to go longer.
Than he did.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the time the woman does want to go longer than the guy does.
It depends.
Usually the guy.
A lot depends on your relationship. If you are in a long-term relationship, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
But you're up all night long slinging condoms.
I'm early. I'm still in the honeymoon phase.
Okay.
All right. The original poster, the Reddit poster, he had a follow-up conversation, and he talks about how he has this pervasive fantasy that they could just be a couple and receive pleasure without the pressure to make it a ritual. Stuff like he wants the girl to say, if she's being fussy one day and she's being grumpy with him, and he goes, "What's going on?" He wants her to say, "I don't know, maybe I just need to be eaten out." Okay, this is his fantasy. He says they don't have to worry about both of them being in the perfect mood to recognize the other's need for intimacy. What do you think about that?
What do you think about that?
I actually think I kind of agree with him that, like, if you recognize that the other person, I mean, it can't be so crazy that, like, you're, working for this other person. But once in a while, if you're like, okay, I want to pleasure this person, even if I'm not in the mood at all.
Yeah.
Then I think it could be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always knew, like with your dad, if he was in a bad mood and we get in a fight or whatever, sex would always erase it all, and the next morning you're in a good mood.
We did have
Not everybody feels that way, but that's the way he was.
I think to end this episode, we did have a sneaky freak, one of our faves, Cassie, who wrote in with some recommendations.
Oh, and I like that.
If you want to spice up the sex, if you want to get in the mood when you're not in the mood.
When you are in a dead bed.
When you're in a dead bed. And here's what she says.
So the sneaky freak asked about how to keep the libido going after you've had a long day and you've been hoping for sex all day, but by the end of the day, you're not quite sure you're still up to the task.
This was on a prior episode.
Well, one of my favorite things to do when I'm feeling that way is to take a candlelit shower.
Oh, wait, pause.
Washing.
How do you to make a candlelit shower?
Candlelit shower is a little complicated, huh?
Right, because if you did a candlelit shower,
the candles are going to go
Candles
out.
are going to go off with the shower.
Yeah.
So does she mean bath?
Maybe bath, but maybe shower. Maybe she's got enough room in that shower that the water's not spraying everywhere.
Yeah, interesting.
And drying and self-care, very purposeful and maybe even a little sultry. And when you get out, you just put on something that makes you feel good, whether it's nothing or something silky, and see how your partner is feeling then. Check in with yourself, check in with your partner, and nobody says you have to take that shower alone. Hope this helps. Bye.
Wow.
Great advice, Cassie.
She owned the responsibility to get herself in the mood.
It's very sweet. And she's a sweetheart.
Brilliant.
She's a brilliant sweetheart.
Very smart.
I love our sneaky freaks.
Our sneaky freaks are the apple in the apple pie.
I mean, she also raises this question about showering with people. You like showering with people?
No.
No showering with people for you?
I hate showering.
We've never discussed this on the show.
Let me tell you why.
Why?
I'm with someone who is 6'2".
Yes.
And a big boy.
Yeah.
If I'm in a shower with him, I am not getting any of the water. The water's all going on top of him, and I'm sitting there freezing my ass in the corner of the shower.
I feel the same way.
You do?
Yeah.
It's annoying.
I mean, the person I'm with is
Save
smaller
water,
than me, but
shower with a friend.
it's just hard. It's hard. You don't have enough. There's not enough space going on to get all the water. Someone is ultimately out there on the wing.
Right.
Yes, freezing their ass off.
I know. What's the point?
I don't like showering with people, and I don't like sleeping in the same bed as people.
I don't like sleeping in the same bed. As a matter of fact, I think Katharine Hepburn had it right that men and women are different species, and they should live next door to each other and come and visit now and then.
Mother?
I think that's...
We can agree to agree.
Yep. Let's kick each other's partners out of the homes.
Out of the homes. Okay. Well, I want to thank all of you sneaky freaks for giving us your wonderful attention, your questions, your comments, your text messages that you can send us at 310-356-3920. Please text us. You help us make this show possible with your responses.
And it's a lot more fun when we have all this interaction. Otherwise, it's just me and you shooting a shit.
That's right. We also want to give a huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters.
Right.
If you want to support the show financially, we would really appreciate it. You can support us at patreon.com/sextalkwithmymom. That link is in the episode's description. And you can make this show possible. It allows us to record in this beautiful studio. A big thank you to Joseph and Joelle at You Podcaster. And is there anything else you want to say? Oh, a little rate and review.
We'd love for you to leave a rating and a review on anywhere that you listen to podcasts.
That's right. And you can find that at ratethispodcast.com/mom.
That's right. And let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and getting out of bed in a dead beddie.
Okay.
Getting out of the bed and
we're falling off the wagon right now.
I don't know. I should not be trying. I should just give it up. All right.
All right. Love you guys.
We love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.